Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR Today for a Monday morning. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm awake. It's Monday, June 13th, 2022. The man they call Meathead, lovely Linda Kay, fresh off an appearance on the local wrestling scene again. Linda, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay? I feel like I really had to project my voice a lot during yesterday's GLCW show that my voice is kind of shot. At least I thought it was, but it's kind of there.
Do you know, with us having done this, so Linda, how long has it been that you and I have been doing this now, along with Matthew, in the incarnation that we have? It's been about 2 years, right? Ish? 2, 3 years?
It's been 2 years. I thought about
I
like a
want
year and a half,
to,
but maybe two.
I want to say we started right around the pandemic ish.
It was during it. I remember when we had
Yeah.
that send
But
off show.
Linda, I cannot remember a time where you had no voice at all. I think you've been absolutely fine. So your little wrestling gimmick that you got going on there isn't interfering with PWR today. So go right ahead. You sound great.
Thank you so much.
So tell me what happened over the weekend. Before we get into that, obviously hit us with the sponsor and give me the news.
Yeah, so yesterday in Thiensville, Mequon, Wisconsin, we had brats, beers, and body slams too.
All at the same time?
Yeah.
So was there a guy holding a beer in one hand, a brat in the other, and he got body slammed?
Quite possibly. I mean, that might have happened. I mean, there was a lot going on in the beautiful park festival area right along the river. Gorgeous day. And saw some collar and elbow shirts right along ringside. So if you want to be sporting a collar and elbow t-shirt, tank top, jacket, hoodie, whatever it may be, go to collarandelbowbrand.com and to save a little cash, saving 10% off your order, you can always use promo code Linda K. That's LINDAKAY.
Nice. All right. So give me the highlights of what happened at the brats, body slams, and beers bonanza. See, I'd added an extra B in there.
Banana, yeah. Wow. No, it was an awesome show. Great turnout. And, we had our GLCW stars. We had OVW stars in the house. Of course, Al Snow.
Uncle Al
was in the house. And
yes,
not only was he our special guest, but he made his in-ring return. It's been quite a while since Al Snow has stepped foot in a wrestling ring.
Yeah. And, I was going to say, and, Uncle Al gave you some sage words of wisdom down in Dallas. I haven't followed him, but Uncle Al says, don't let your wife learn how to do Taekwondo. But is Uncle Al practicing what he preaches? Is he out there competing?
Well, he sure was yesterday. We had, it was in the main event. Al was in the main event. It was a tag team match for the GLCW Tag Team Championship. We had our reigning defending champions, the Express, taking on the team of Al Snow and from the Milwaukee area, CBS 58's morning news anchor Mike Kirkhoff, who I've mentioned this to you and to Matthew last week. He made his in-ring debut at Blizzard
in front of us
last year. Yeah, this was the second match ever, and it was a tag team match with Al Snow for the tag titles.
How did he get a title shot? 2 matches in and he's got a title shot. This guy.
Yeah, he's that damn good.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, we had a lot of support from his colleagues from CBS 58 in the house. And you know what? Lo and behold, would you know it? They got the victory.
What?
We have new GLCW Tag Team Champions.
Wow. Wow. Normally a match like this, pulling the curtain back a little bit is, you get the big name in there, you get the celebrity in there to get the TV rub, and it's, it's some kind of schmaltz or schmatz or whatever. And then shenanigans, and then the team, a title change. Okay.
Yeah. The big surprise there. That was an awesome way to close out the show. But I would be remiss if I did not talk about a special anything goes match that we had yesterday, Meathead.
Okay, tell me.
We had a special barroom brawl taking place outdoors there, out on the festival grounds, on the green, on the muddy grounds. It ended up being a nice day, but there was some rain overnight. So
you're saying it was like Alpine Valley, basically?
Yes.
Just kidding.
Yes.
That's a joke.
But it was a barroom brawl tag team match. Now, this was the Thiensville Mequon Lions Fest. So we had Team Skippy's Burger Bar and Grill. It's a restaurant pub right there around the corner in Thiensville. And then we also had Spanky's Hideaway,
Ooh,
another popular joint, but
Spankies.
in Mequon, yes.
Yep.
So they came out to accompany two different tag teams. We had Ken from Skippy's accompanying the team of the Mayan Mauler, Drew Hernandez, and Shotgun Tony Gunn. And
Okay.
then we had Mary from Spanky's Hideaway first coming out just with TW3. Now,
Love me some TW3.
yeah, so he came out solo. He needed his tag team partner. So, shock and awe, what a surprise. He brings out his tag team partner. You know who that was?
No, I don't. I'm literally sitting with bated breath.
The Fanny Pack Kid, Cal Hero.
What? Wait, how did that happen? Has he been cleared?
Apparently so. Yeah. First match back since having his shoulder surgery. Excuse me. So it ended up being it was called a barroom ball because there were two bars, pinned up against one another, if you will. But
Yeah.
it was a falls count anywhere, no holds barred, anything goes match around ringside. So we had some weaponry involved. We had a garbage brought out. We had some cookie sheets. We had Nerf football. We had a blow up sledgehammer that was used. At one point, this sack.
Hey, those carnival sledgehammers are no joke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were definitely used in the head. We had a sack brought in that looked reminiscent to what would it contain thumbtacks. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a Sunday afternoon daytime show.
Yeah.
Poured out was Legos.
Wrestling is for the kids.
Yeah, it was Legos. So just think about how much if you've ever stepped on a Lego Bigfoot, just think about that. So that happened during the match, including body slams onto the Legos. We also had a toilet seat utilized. We had
was it clean?
Yes. We had the beer bar area slammed on, and then remember when I said the ring was right along the river?
Yeah.
Oh, Drew Hernandez got thrown into the river.
Was that Road Dogg and Uncle Al from was that a WWF pay-per-view? I think it was the Hardcore title where they were wrestling in the lake in Cleveland.
Yes. So Drew Hernandez got thrown into the water, but there wasn't a pin or submission. We still had to have that happen to get the victory. So
yeah,
everybody ran out by the water. Now everybody runs back into the tent to get the finish, and we had Tony Gunn going through a table and then getting pinned for the 1, 2, 3. So it was Spanky's Hideaway coming out with that barroom brawl championship trophy that Mary was awarded. So
very cool.
Yeah, we had the Fanny Pack coming back in the ring. So just, a day of surprise and shenanigans, a great time. Thank you again to everyone from the Thiensville Mequon Lions Fest and the great fans that came out. Great time was had by all.
That's fantastic. And that, folks, Linda set me up. She goes, no, I'm going to tell you the surprise on air. And boom, look at that. That was a hell of a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, that is fantastic. Hey, we got a little bit of news on the big scene that we want to talk about before we get into Smackdown and Rampage. Linda, you and Matthew have been doing the NXT kind of recaps on Wednesday mornings. And, Tony D'Angelo had these guys hanging around with him. They had, I think it was Stacks, and they had Two Dimes. It looks like Troy Two Dimes Donovan has been let go, actually, from WWE. There's no official word yet on why he was let go, but unfortunately no longer with the company.
Yeah, rather surprising in that the D'Angelo family
had a good
grew.
look.
Yeah, and they grew this past week or after in your house with having Legado del Fantasma joining on. So, I mean, if this was off camera, if it was on camera, I could be like, well, the family's getting too full, but off camera, I mean, I guess it's quite a surprise, but if we
what it reminds me of?
Maybe it'll come out.
Yeah, I hope it comes out because we want to know the answer. But what it reminds me of? Remember Legacy was a 4-member team? Who was the 4th one that didn't make it along with them he was there for like the first couple of weeks because obviously it was Cody, it was Randy Orton, and who was the 3rd? It was DiBiase. That's right. They had a 4th that didn't make it with the group, and I can't remember what lineage he had, but it was one of those just quietly let go, off to the side, no longer there. Thanks for stopping by. So who knows? Hopefully we get a little bit more news on that. Let's talk about SmackDown from Friday night. A couple big things happened. One, Again, folks, we told you this was going to happen. I think you could smell it, that it was going to happen. Gunther, the new Intercontinental Champion, defeating Ricochet. And this wasn't a long match.
I mean, ever since Gunther has made his debut on SmackDown, he's been dominating left and right. While there was some physicality, yeah, we have come off with a new Intercontinental Champion. I know you and I spoke about it last week, feeling that this was going to be the outcome. Hey, SmackDown's got a new, big, strong champion. I think this suits Gunther well with him just
I'm
being so new
excited
on
to see
SmackDown.
where they're going with this.
Mhm.
Because I think he could actually, with Ludwig Kaiser on the side of him being his mouthpiece, as far as the talker. I don't want to make it weird, but I think Ludwig can do the talking and let Gunther be the ring general and get in there and just dominate. The thing is with Gunther is that I always, when I saw him, as Walter, be the NXT UK champion, he always was a lot bigger. He looks like he's lost a lot of weight. Like he's got a big face, but it's a little bit smaller. But that does not stop how brutal this guy is when he's in the ring. So big things coming for Gunther. Hey, let's talk about the Drew McIntyre Sheamus Money in the Bank qualifying match. It ended in a no contest. And, we know that when we get Sheamus and McIntyre together, those guys got history. You know how we're going to be talking down the road, maybe a Ryan Cross and a Cal Hero, if they're in different companies and they're going to say, oh, let's put these two together. Maybe they'll work a program. And we'll talk about how these guys had programs when they were kids. Sheamus and McIntyre used to work in England together, in Europe together, used to, bounce around those independents until they came over stateside. I'm telling you, these guys can work.
Absolutely. Love seeing it every time. And it's interesting enough because, again, you and I said surprising that the two of them are in a qualifying match for Money in the
Yep.
Bank. But now looks like there is a chance for the both of them to still qualify for it.
Yeah, and they'll come up with some sort of shenanigans. Our obviously, our thoughts that they'll find a way into that match. Hey, Lacey Evans returned in ring. Boy, I can't boo Lacey. She looked good. I felt positive watching her. She took on Xia Li and she qualified for the women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, a quick match too. Figured, given the spotlight, the amount of time we've had Lacey Evans on our TV screens and just hearing her deep, true life story,
Yeah.
gotta imagine that she's gonna go far. And I know this is an early prediction, but I would not be surprised if she was the winner of the women's Money in the Bank.
Did you know the Viking Raiders are coming to SmackDown?
Via the promo, yes.
Yeah, okay. Didn't know. Either did I. I mean, I didn't know. So, good. Let's do something with the Viking Raiders. We only have one tag team championship belt now, so let's do something with them.
But yeah, they've been on Raw. They had their stint back at NXT.
Yep.
Bring them to the blue team.
Let's bring them to blue. Hey, I was a little blue when I saw that Ronda Rousey was attacked after her match by Natalya. Ronda Rousey defeats Shotzi in the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Was that a championship match? It might not have been, but it might have been one of those qualifiers. However, Natalya locked her in the sharpshooter at the end.
Yeah, let's build something more between the two of them. We know that Natalya, trained Ronda in a lot of Ronda's initial pro wrestling training, right? I know they have that history
That history even aired on
together.
SmackDown. Right, exactly.
Yeah. So interesting. I was wondering, I know that Natty was just at NXT. Yeah, she was a heel there initially with Cora, but then we saw her hugging her, and I wasn't sure if they were gonna turn the leaf on Natalya once she was back on SmackDown.
Natalya's such a pro. I mean, she's just a Swiss Army knife of professional wrestling, so they can use her wherever they need her to use. And right now they need her in the women's title hunt for an opponent for Ronda. They have an opponent for Roman Reigns as well next week on SmackDown, and the number one contender getting a undisputed heavyweight championship, universal, whatever they're calling that belt now, match this Friday is Riddle. Over his with his victory over Sami Zayn, gets a title shot this Friday.
I mean, we saw a couple of weeks back when there was that
rising knee.
Yeah, so we knew that there's gonna be something continuing from that. I'm kind of surprised it's gonna happen on SmackDown, but I'm not complaining.
No, it's a ratings popper. So
absolutely. Well, here's the thing, though. We have Roman there with his bloodline backup. We have
mhm.
Paul Heyman there to support him. I mean, unless
And don't
Shinsuke is
forget
out,
Sammy. I was going to say, don't forget Sami Zayn is bloodline adjacent.
that too. Even though Paul Heyman was like, if you lose, but doesn't mean that Sammy won't be poking around the bloodline like he has been. But I mean, unless Shinsuke comes out injured, or Boogs comes out injured, or Randy comes out injured, I'm
Ooh,
not
that would
sure.
be something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what support Riddle will have if he'll need it in this match. So I foresee some shenanigans, but it should be a great one. Hopefully, we get a one-on-one match between Riddle and Roman for quite a while, should there be any interference.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move over to Rampage. Linda, Rampage was packed. I mean, if you just look at the meme that was going around, remember, Rampage is a 60-minute show. They had 5 segments on there, 4 matches. They are, I mean, literally, it's like 10 pounds in a 5-pound bag. They are throwing everything in there. There's no entrances for the opening match. Jake Hager, Eddie Kingston, and that was brutal. Kingston with the win. Your thoughts?
They find a way to squeeze in all of that action. And yes, it does begin with both contestants in the ring. We're used to that. We're okay with that format. It used to start with that big Daniel Bryan music pop, or the
Yeah.
Adam Cole baby pop, but
Yeah.
now we don't need that. I mean, we're right in that action, whether it's recorded or live.
Right.
But hey, it's still a strong match each and every time. I mean, I don't, at least I haven't personally seen Jake Hager and Eddie Kingston have a one-on-one match, so cool to see that. Brutal, or physical, excuse me, like you said. But yeah, Eddie Kingston getting that win, and just I think we'll get some more variations between Eddie Kingston and Blackpool Fight Club.
Yeah,
And
exactly. It'll happen.
the Jericho
appreciation side. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Tony Schiavone interviewing backstage. Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter. It was weird for Baker to be upset that Tony Storm touched the AEW excuse me, to touch the AEW Women's Championship. Shouldn't Thunder Rosa have been doing that promo?
I was thinking more so that Owen Hart title, but
Right.
yes.
No, she's talking about how Tony Storm came in and touched the AEW Women's Championship.
Maybe she's had, well, Britt had it for so long.
But she doesn't have it now. Right.
I know, but she still has that connection. Does the Owen Hart title grant you
it's not defended. Shot? It's a trophy, is what it is.
But by winning that, does that get you a feeder?
Doesn't get you anything.
It doesn't. Okay. Well, Britt Baker still wants.
It got me PWR fantasy points when Cole won. That's about it.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right. Let's talk about Satnam Singh and Jay Lethal. Satnam Singh making his in-ring debut against Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett. Thanks for stopping by, Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett. Satnam Singh looks like he can move. I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think eventually, he'll get his singles matches, but this is a great way to really showcase what he can do. We've just seen him coming at the end of matches or interfering. Seeing his in-ring capability definitely helps put some more interest in seeing.
I'm interested.
Bringing with Jay Lethal too. I mean,
yeah, I think he looked good. Yeah, I think he looked good. Lexi Nair, this must be a new interviewer, tried to interview Hook and Danhausen. Hook pulls up in a golf cart, and then she asks, "Where's Hook?" Or excuse me, Danhausen pulls up in the golf cart. She asks where Hook is. Danhausen pulls up. Boy, I got the guys backwards here. Hook pulls up in a souped-up golf cart / ATV, looking like a baller. You know what? That is perfect. We don't need to hear from Hook. We just need to see Hook.
I was just about to say he didn't have to say a word.
No, just look like a baller.
Mm-hmm.
Red Velvet has Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, and Stokely Hathaway at her side, and she takes on Chris Statlander. They can go. You know what? These baddies look legitimate to me. Obviously led by Jade Cargill, and I don't see when Jade's going to lose that belt anytime soon. But, they're going to continue back and forth. And again, we got another appearance at the end for, and I'm spacing on her name now. Ember Moon.
Anna Jay. Oh,
No,
and
no, no.
Athena.
Athena, that's it. Sorry. Your thought on the 6 ladies possibly getting in a 6-woman tag?
I want to see it. I definitely love the baddies, just their look, their connection. They have great chemistry. And putting them against Chris Statlander, Anna Jay, and now Athena, I think we can get a good match out of the 6 of them. I
I think
still
so.
feel the baddies would still be the victors, especially with Jade Cargill as that strong TBS champion.
Do you
But
know there's some, I was going to say, do you know there's some psychological study out there, but with the baddies, especially with Kira Hogan, with the red and the blue and the green and all that, that's why they market to kids all these cartoons with these bright colors. That's what's happening with the baddies. Look at the baddies and look at the colors that they wear.
I noticed the bright colors, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So kind of like Lucky Charms, Tricks cereal.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. Main event. The ROH Tag Team Champions FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, and Trent Beretta took on Will Ospreay and Aussie Open, which is Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, and they also had Aaron Henry out there.
United Empire, right? That's
the United Empire is the 3 of them, but they took on just Aussie Open, which was Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. I've thought about this. You know, I sounded bitter almost a little bit, and I don't want to take. I want to take a step back from that on Friday. I think that Will Ospreay is a talent that's going to be a heavyweight champion at some point. Not only does he have the look from what we saw on Wednesday, now we can see him compete. I didn't realize how young he was either. This guy's a star. However, when I heard him talk on the mic, that needs a little bit of work.
Well, we got to see his in-ring entrance, the flair, if you will. I mean, kind of pun intended.
I love it
because it was a flashy robe. But given just what we've been told by commentary, if we didn't know much about Will Ospreay, about United Empire, you know, or Aussie Open, excuse me, and they're growing on me a little bit just because now we know a bit more about them. I got to see them in a match against, Trent with FTR. Who,
you mean Trent?
Yes, we've known to love, and obviously just how huge FTR is too, and Trent. So it was great to see that display. I mean, great match between both teams. Definitely something good as we're getting on that road to Forbidden Door. But hey, knowing more about Will Ospreay, I'm digging it. I really am.
I am. The problem that I'm going to have is we're only going to get him through probably the Forbidden Door, and then he's going to go back and work New Japan and go back and work other companies. I want to be invested in these talents. I need to see them more than just for a few weeks. And that's some of the problem I had with the Forbidden Door. I liked when the Forbidden Door was Impact Wrestling back and forth with AEW because I knew the talents. And then when AEW talent showed up on Impact, it made me want to watch Impact. These New Japan guys, I don't know that I'm going to add a new show in there for New Japan because they wrestle a different type of match that I can't watch all day long. I thought they looked great in an AEW ring. I'm excited, hoping to see that maybe, Linda, we get to see them in Milwaukee.
I bet you we will. It's the go home show.
It is the go home. I did not check on AEW's website to see if we're getting Dynamite and Rampage, but I do know that we are at least getting Dynamite on the 22nd. I worked on my dates now. So it's Wednesday, 22nd. So that is when we're getting that event. So,
Forbidden Door being close by in Chicago, I guess.
By the way, I confirm it now. They are doing Dynamite and Rampage in Milwaukee on the 22nd. Okay. So there is no Friday night live Rampage in Chicago. So.
Okay. Yes.
All righty. So and that show starts at 6:00 because again, they got to get in 2 major TV tapings plus whatever dark matches happen before that, if they do an Evolution or dark or whatever. So, wow, that is a lot. We are going to talk again tomorrow morning, right? We're going to talk about what happens on Raw tonight.
Yeah.
Perfect. Where are we going to go from here? No more Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins is the biggest, baddest heel in the planet now because he hurt him again. So we'll have to see where it goes. And Edge out now, kicked out of the Judgment Day. And the Judgment Day is now Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. I love the way they look, and we're going to have to see more tonight.
See more butts?
Seymour Butts. Yeah, that was one of my friends from the accounting firm at Dewey, Cheatham & Howe. Seymour Butts was one of a paralegal, I think.
Okay.
For Linda Kay, who's seen more butts, I'm the man they call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.